Okay, so we're diving into a career today that's a little less talked about, I think,
Hmm.
but no less important, and that's medical records management.
Right.
We're going to be looking at a few different articles from RoleCatcher on this.
Okay.
And I have to say, even just looking these over, it's really struck me how much this job has changed even in the last few years.
Yeah.
So much of healthcare relies on having accurate data, and, these days that means digital.
Yeah, it's not file cabinets anymore.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
a whole other world.
So I guess my first question is really basic, but for someone coming at this totally fresh, um, what does a medical records manager actually do?
So in a nutshell, a medical records manager is the guardian of all that patient data. They
Yeah.
make sure it's accurate and private and that doctors and nurses can actually find what they need when they need it.
Which is absolutely crucial.
Oh, it's essential. Think about it. Every diagnosis, every treatment plan, it all hinges on having those records, right?
And that's a lot of responsibility.
Definitely. But it's also a really dynamic field because you're not just dealing with paper anymore. You're managing electronic health record systems, training staff on new software, and making sure everything's secure.
So it's a blend of healthcare and tech, basically.
Exactly. And with electronic health records becoming the norm, the demand for skilled medical records managers is only going up.
So job security is good then.
I'd say so. The healthcare industry can't function without accurate data, and that's where medical records managers come in.
Makes sense. It's like if the data's wrong, everything else falls apart.
Precisely. The integrity of the whole system relies on it.
Wow, this is fascinating. So if someone's thinking, okay, this sounds like me, where do they even start? What kind of education do you need for this?
Well, a bachelor's degree in health information management is usually the standard path, but honestly, related fields like health informatics or even business administration can be really valuable too.
Business administration, how does that fit in?
Because medical records managers often end up managing people budgets, even negotiating with vendors. As you move up, it's not just about the data itself, it's about managing the whole system.
So you need that business sense too.
Absolutely. It's a multifaceted role for sure.
Wow, you've really got to have a lot of skills for this. It's not just one thing, is it?
Nope. You need that technical knowledge for sure, but you also need to be organized, detail-oriented, a good communicator, and adaptable because things change fast in healthcare.
So it's a constant learning curve.
It is, absolutely. But that's what makes it so interesting.
It's almost like being a lifelong student of healthcare data in a way,
Yeah.
which I have to admit is kind of cool.
Yeah, there's always something new to learn.
For sure.
Yeah.
But let's get down to brass tacks here.
Mm.
What are the actual skills you need to really nail this job? I mean, our sources mentioned some pretty big ones like critical thinking, problem solving.
Oh, those are crucial.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're dealing with confidential patient files,
Mhm.
complex systems, government regulations. You can't just be following a checklist. You need to think on your feet and make decisions quickly, but also correctly.
So you need to be able to like untangle problems before they become huge issues.
Exactly. And not just be organized, but be able to handle those curveballs when they come up, which they always do.
Right? Because it's healthcare. Nothing's ever simple.
Hmm.
But what about those all-important soft skills? How do those play into a world of data and regulations?
They're more important than ever, honestly. You're often managing a team, collaborating with doctors, nurses, other departments. That means clear communication is key, both written and verbal.
So you need to explain those complex regulations to your team,
Yeah.
advocate for resources to higher ups, even navigate those sensitive conversations with patients and providers,
Yeah.
all while staying calm and collected.
Exactly. You're the bridge between the data and the people using it. And don't underestimate the importance of being tech savvy, too.
Oh, right, because those electronic health record systems are always changing.
Always. You need to be comfortable adapting to new software troubleshooting issues, basically being a tech whiz on top of everything else.
It's like you're this tech-savvy diplomat navigating a world of data regulations and personalities.
Yeah.
No wonder our sources highlighted this career as both demanding and rewarding. Speaking of rewarding, let's talk salary. What's the earning potential here?
Well, according to what we're seeing, it can vary quite a bit. Location, experience level, responsibility, all that. But in general, it's a pretty comfortable salary, I'd say.
Okay, so give us a ballpark figure. What are we talking here?
On average, a medical records manager can expect to earn somewhere in the range of $60,000 to $90,000 per year. But remember, that's just an average. With more experience, certifications, specialized skills, those numbers can go way up.
Okay, so there's definitely room to grow and climb that ladder. Now let's be real for a sec. The job market's tough.
Right.
How does someone actually land one of these coveted medical records manager positions?
That's where a little strategy comes in. And luckily, our sources mentioned a secret weapon, RoleCatcher.
RoleCatcher. I've heard whispers of this mythical tool. Is it really the job search game changer everyone says it is?
It can be, especially for this kind of role, because it's not just a job board, it's like having a personal job coach in your pocket.
Hold on. A personal job coach. That's a bold claim. What makes RoleCatcher so special for someone wanting to get into medical records management specifically?
Well, remember how we were talking about tailoring your CV to each job? RoleCatcher actually analyzes job descriptions and uses AI to suggest improvements. So you're not just guessing, you're using data to make your application stronger.
Wow, it's like having an AI sidekick for your job search. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But even if you get past the algorithms, you still need to ace the interview. And in this field, with all that sensitive information, the stakes are high.
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher really shines. They have this huge database of real interview questions asked by actual employers for medical records manager positions.
Wait, so they know what hiring managers are going to ask before they even ask it?
Not exactly, but they use data to see what questions are common for specific roles and industries. Plus, users can add their own interview experiences, so it's constantly being updated and refined.
If you're not just getting generic advice, you're getting insights tailored to this specific field.
Precisely. It's like having a cheat sheet, but in a totally ethical and above-board way.
Love that. So it takes the guesswork out of interview prep.
Okay, I'm sold.
What kind of questions can you actually expect to find in this RoleCatcher database? Give us the inside scoop.
Well, you might see something like, can you describe your experience with electronic health record systems? That's a big one. They want to know you can actually use the tools of the trade.
Makes sense. Can't manage electronic records if you don't know the software.
Right, exactly. Another common one is, how do you ensure the accuracy and completeness of medical records? That gets at your attention to detail your understanding of procedures, making sure everything's up to snuff.
Which is crucial in this field.
Mm.
One tiny error could have huge consequences.
Absolutely. And it's not all technical stuff either. RoleCatcher also includes questions to gauge your soft skills, like, can you describe a time you had to resolve a conflict with a healthcare provider or patient related to medical records? They want to know you can handle those tricky interpersonal situations.
Yeah, it's like walking that tightrope between knowing the tech and knowing how to talk to people.
Hmm.
Especially in healthcare, where emotions run high sometimes.
For sure. You gotta have that human touch. And honestly, I think those interpersonal skills are going to become even more important as technology advances.
Oh, totally.
Mhm.
Especially with all the talk about AI in healthcare. That's got to shake things up for medical records managers, right?
Absolutely. I mean, imagine AI helping to analyze patient data and identify trends, even predict potential health risks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. But then the role of the medical records manager becomes even more crucial because someone needs to make sure that AI is using accurate and complete data.
Right. So the AI might be doing the heavy lifting, but someone still needs to be steering the ship, making sure it's all on the right track.
Exactly. And that it's being used ethically, responsibly, all of that.
Wow. So we've talked about all the technical skills and the regulations, but with AI coming into the picture, it seems like the future of this career path is kind of wide open.
Totally. And it's exciting to think about, where could this go? Will medical records managers need to become experts in AI ethics? Will they be the ones training and overseeing those AI systems? Who knows?
Okay, now that is seriously cool to think about. It's like we're on the edge of a whole new frontier in healthcare.
Yeah,
And medical records managers are going to be right there on the front lines.
exactly.
So for our listeners out there who are intrigued by all this, what's your final takeaway? What's the one thing they should remember?
If you're looking for a career that combines healthcare technology and that real dedication to accuracy and ethics, then medical records management could be it. It's challenging for sure, but it's also incredibly important and rewarding, especially as AI starts to change the game.
It's like you're not just entering a profession, you're stepping onto the launch pad of a whole new era.
Exactly.
And hey, maybe you listening right now will be the one pioneering some groundbreaking new data management strategy in the age of AI-driven healthcare.
Now there's a thought.
If you're ready to take the plunge, remember, RoleCatcher can be your secret weapon. They've got all the tools and resources to help you navigate that job search ace, that interview land, your dream role in this amazing field. So until next time, keep diving deep, keep those career aspirations high, and we'll catch you in the next episode.